I had this idea for a series where we would look at what I think are the most memorable sounds in each Star Wars episode and why. Each sound is going to be either unique to that episode or it will have been introduced in that episode. Now these might not necessarily be the sounds you're expecting to see on this list, but by the end of the video I'm hoping I can convince you exactly why each of these is so perfectly designed. So without further ado, let's jump into the most memorable sounds of Star Wars Episode 1. From the very moment that Droidica's cold, spider-like feet unravel onto the Trade Federation ship floor, you get the sense that these things are more creatures than they are droids. As they unravel, their joints tick like the sound of an insect as they enter their attack position. Now, unlike the regular battle droids, the Droidicas are far from human-looking. In the place you'd expect to see eyes rest three peering red lights positioned at the end of long bug or crab-like antennas. A hard insect-like shell arches over their back, helping protect their vulnerable backside. The destroyer droids always reminded me of scorpions as a kid. Let me know in the comments what real-world creature the Droidicas remind you of. I think the sound of the Droidica works so well because it taps into our almost primal fear of the creepy crawlies. Zabulvus Engine growls like a rabid dog as it towers over Anakin's small pod racer built around an old junker engine Watto disregarded. Like a game of cat and mouse, Anakin knows his small racer can't take many blows from Zabulvus' ship. Anakin has to drive smarter and faster if he's going to escape Zabulvus' monstrous vehicle. The sound of Zabulvus Engine encompasses the viewer. It forces the viewer to feel the pressure on Anakin's neck as the ship inches closer to his tail. That's why I believe this noise works so well. Anakin is a 9-year-old human child in the middle of the desert going around 600 miles per hour as fellow racers crash and explode around him. Lucas actually talks about the sound design of Zabulvus' ship in the Episode 1 making of documentary, which I highly recommend. The sound of Darth Maul's probe droids pierce through the Tatooine night like police sirens in a city. The non-stop looping siren reflects the non-stop drive they have to find who or what they are looking for. The reason the sound of the probes works so well in my opinion is it so closely resembles the sound of a police siren. This sound helps bridge the gap between the imaginary world of Star Wars and the real world. Using a sound so familiar to our ear creates a connective tissue into the real world. The sound of these droids has a sense of authority. You get the feeling that you could run, but you can't hide. In Episode 1, you not only see the most action-packed lightsaber fight that had ever been seen up until that point, but you also hear a lightsaber like never before. Like a plane propeller preparing for flight, Maul twirls his double-bladed lightsaber with ease as he takes on Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. The sound of this deadly weapon twirling at such a speed makes you realize just how dangerous it is for Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon to separate and face Maul alone. The sound of the double-bladed saber was expanded upon in the video games and animated series, but the first encounter of the double-bladed saber is forever stuck in the minds of those who first heard it many years ago. The crashing sound of the laser gate separating Maul, Obi-Wan, and Qui-Gon emphasizes the true distance between them. Obi-Wan was merely feet away from Qui-Gon, but the gate made it so they might have been miles apart. The laser gates were installed to protect sensitive areas of the plasma refinery complex on Naboo. The gates were extremely tough. They could stop lightsabers, blasters, and if you touched the gate, it would vaporize you instantly. We don't just hear the sound of one gate slamming. As Obi-Wan runs to Qui-Gon, you hear multiple layers of impenetrable gate crush closed around him. If Obi-Wan happened to cut his way into the metal corner of one of the gates to free himself, he's got many more layers to go. The gate's aggressive and massive sound works perfectly to make the viewer feel just how helpless Obi-Wan is as he watches his master die just feet away. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you agree with my list or if you would have added different sounds and what they would have been. I hope you look forward to more episodes in this series. Have a great day or night, and may the Force be with you.